She could hardly walk. Extreme fatigue and severe loss of appetite soon followed. Maria couldn't have imagined it at the time, but her symptoms were about to get much worse. Maria Holloway is the middle child of 3 girls. Her father was a pilot in the Salvadoran Air Force, and her mother was a homemaker.
My dad was in the military, and he was very strict, tough disciplinarian.
Whatever money my father made, he made sure that it was channeled almost completely into our education.
Maria was exposed to the beautiful music of the piano from the time she was big enough to climb up on the bench. Before her tiny hands could even span 5 keys, she played and showed an early musical talent. So, Maria's parents enrolled her in daily piano lessons.
We had to practice all the time, and it began to feel like this is not fun anymore. Everything was, very stressful. If you're going to do it, you have to do it well.
By the time Maria turned 8, her parents had divorced. Her father retained custody and planned to raise Maria and her sisters and then send them to relatives in the U.S. once they each hit their teens, all in the hopes of a better life.
He always had very big dreams for the education of his daughters, and he wanted us very much to have, if not a career in music, at least a very strong, grounded, profound experience in music. And he knew that those kinds of opportunities would not be available to us in El Salvador.
When it was Maria's turn to go to America, she was filled with anxiety over the separation.
We lived in LA with his relatives, Maria and me, for about 2.5 years, and then we both moved to New Orleans.
I became kind of angry, and everything kind of came back to me. I miss my mom, and this is not fair. I started becoming a little bit rebellious. I just decided to run away from home.
Growing up in a Latino, Catholic, conservative family, you grow up with a lot of restrictions. Plus, she was young, and you tend to be a little bit confused. You're searching for your own identity, your own voice. I think that those 3 factors combined to compel her, to take this very big step of running away.
Maria's family didn't hear from her for 2 years. During that time of venturing out on her own, she experienced a period of self-discovery, both personally and musically. She joined a salsa band and made a modest living through music. But the band's lifestyle took its toll, and Maria began drinking, smoking, and generally neglected her health.
After 2 years in the club playing, I did get fed up with that lifestyle. I called my sisters who had moved to Boston, Massachusetts.
The fact that I was here in Boston allowed Maria the chance to consider moving here and starting a new chapter in her life. And so she did.
Maria tried to refocus her life. She started giving piano lessons, and before long, she was back in school, eventually earning bachelor's and master's degrees in music at the New England Conservatory.
She found her musical voice again, although she really did not like living in Boston.
I remembered that I had some relatives that hadn't, talked for a while in Fort Lauderdale. And I say, maybe I should go to Miami.
Maria was accepted into a doctorate degree program, and near the end of her studies, she met and fell in love with Tom. They married, and soon afterward welcomed their first child, Christina.
When I got pregnant with Christina, that's when my journey started to try to better myself.
Less than a year later, their son Thomas was born.
She immediately cut everything that could have done, any damage to the baby, smoking, drink, anything. Once we determined that she was pregnant.
Becoming a mother was profoundly transformative in her life, very grounding.
Maria worked hard at improving her life, including cleaning up her diet. She kept busy, and on top of being a mother, she continued teaching music and performing at events and concerts.
It's very difficult to make ends meet when you're a musician. And Maria was working herself ragged.
I really started not feeling very well all of a sudden, just very, very, very tired. And I didn't look well, too. I do remember looking at my face, oh my God, I'm aging. Summer of 2007, I did notice, I was fine, mentally, I thought. I remember feeling kind of fatigued, kind of tired that summer.
Maria was about to begin teaching, but when the college called and asked her to fill in for another teacher, her workload once again doubled.
Within a week of this new schedule and being tired, I started getting some symptoms. Some of my joints, my feet, would get a little bit swollen and hot. The pain started migrating from the foot to the knee, and I started limping.
She had been telling me, about this crazy schedule of hers of working 7 days a week, and then she started complaining about a pain in her joints, in her hands and in her feet, to the point where it became increasingly difficult to walk, and it became increasingly difficult to do fairly routine and mundane things.
I felt like I was 80 all of a sudden, like an 80-year-old woman. I remember getting up an hour early just to go and soak in a really hot tub.
I kept on telling her that she needed to just be more careful and not have such a crazy work schedule.
But I could deal with that. But when I really had a huge problem was when it affected my hands.
Her hands were cramping up, and because of all she had invested in that career, that was an absolutely terrifying thing to see, that's something that might end her career.
I went to the internet and say, let's see, symptoms, joints. I told Tom, I go, you know what? I think I have rheumatoid arthritis. I remember saying, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to play the piano again.
3 months passed, but Maria's symptoms remained. She lost a lot of weight. Friends began asking about her health. She was in obvious pain when walking or using her hands. The skilled fingers she used so beautifully to instruct and inspire her students. Inwardly, the nagging question, what's wrong with me, kept growing.
You go into like a survival mode. It's like a pain in your heart for what your kids are going through. And my husband being very, very worried.
When I saw that she was having any kind of trouble with her hands, I, immediately realized what that could mean in the long term with respect to, all she had worked for all of her life since she was 5 years old.
Of all the things that could have happened to Maria, it had to be this because of her piano playing. That was one thing that was very difficult for me to accept. Taking her passion away, taking her livelihood away, would she ever be able to play the piano? I mean, it was a fairly tragic, sad period for her and the family, no question about it.
I had taken a gig to play in a university in Fort Lauderdale, to play for a Broadway show. I accepted it. This is me. But I was breaking. I went to a rehearsal. I came back from the rehearsal. I felt like I was going to die. I went to bed. Around 2 in the morning, something woke me up. And it was my eye, my right eye. And I'm thinking, maybe, I wonder if it's like pink eye or it is because of my flu. And when you're sick, it's very hard to really think clearly. And I just waited it out. I had a class the next day, I had to go to the college. In the morning, when the light started coming, the sunshine, through the blinds, I felt it in my eye.
I remember when she got up with that eye, and it was terrifying.
My eye is huge, like swollen. I mean, the white part of the eye wasn't even pink, it was like purple.
I mean, when you look in somebody's eye and it's blood red, or you see blood in somebody's eye, it's scary.
It was horrible, and the pain, excruciating.
Maria called in sick for the rest of the week. Alone in their darkened bedroom, frustrated, afraid, and confused, she cried. After 4 agonizing days in pain, Maria asked Tom to take her to the doctor.
When the doctor saw me, she was like, ooh, oh my God, that's bad. She gave me a prescription for antibiotics and some drops, antibiotic drops. And immediately, start taking that medicine. Nothing. Second day, after that, nothing. Third day, nothing.
Tom took Maria first to an ophthalmologist. She told the doctor about her odd symptoms prior to the eye pain, swollen joints, weight loss, and overall malaise. But He dismissed these as unrelated and said the eye pain was caused by Maria not wearing her contact lenses properly. He sent her home with steroid drops, promising her that the swelling would go away in a day or so.
We came home, and I'm doing the eye drops, praying, this is it, this is going to cure me. Nothing. So day 3, I called, and I said, I'm still in pain, and I'm crying. And then he tells me that I'm not dispensing the drops correctly. So then I realized, he's useless to me right now.
Maria's condition didn't change. She couldn't ask the college to wait for her any longer. She had to call and let them know that she would not be able to make it back that semester. Maria now had no income and no health insurance.
You're in a situation where you have two people sort of pulling the wagon, and one of them goes down, and that makes it very, very difficult. And if you don't have insurance, that's just a double whammy.
I remember then going to the internet, Skleritis, a classic case. Exactly what they were describing me. I could have lost my eye, or both, because he can migrate to the other eye. And that was pretty scary. So after that experience with the eye doctor, my husband, said, well, the symptoms, with RA and Skleritis, maybe you should see an internist. We made a phone call, an appointment, and I went to see her. Extremely nice lady, very caring. She heard me, the whole thing. I know she goes, you don't have health insurance, so I'm gonna give you the most basic test. I wanna check your rheumatoid factor in your blood.
Tests confirmed that Maria had rheumatoid arthritis, which also explained the scleritis in her eye. She was relieved that she might finally know what was causing her pain, but terrified at the thought of losing her eye.
She highly recommended for me to be in the care of a rheumatologist. And I said, do you think that diet or stress has anything to do with this or can help me? And she goes, no. But there's really good medication that you can take. You can manage it, okay? She gave me a prescription of steroids.
The steroids gave her immediate but only temporary relief. Within a few days, the pain was back, sending Maria straight to the emergency room.
She prescribed a much higher dose of this powerful steroid.
Maria began to take the steroid capsules and, within a few days, saw a big improvement in her eye. The swelling and pain were going down, but they were only to be replaced with heavy side effects: anxiety, insomnia, and severe acid reflux.
Again, I went to the internet and I looked at the name of the drug and I did a search on symptoms, side effects, and my jaw dropped when I read those side effects.
Even though the drug reduced the eye inflammation, it could well cause damage to other organs.
Most people understand what steroids do. They reduce inflammation, but the side effects of steroids are also pretty well known. The long-term use of them can be very damaging, and Maria mainly decided, I think I agreed, that this is not a path that we want to take.
And I had read about so many cases of people that heal without drugs. That, almost all of us have heard those miracles. So I went into the internet and, started Googling, how do you heal naturally?
Maria Holloway spent months in severe pain from rheumatoid arthritis and scleritis, but the very drugs that doctors prescribed to help with the pain only brought on other problems. Maria thought there must be a better way and wanted more than to just manage the disease. She wanted to beat it and get her health back.
We have similar views on traditional Western medicine. We both agree that, there's nothing like a blood test to see really what's going on in your body. What may be the cause of it is more debatable.
I want to heal. I want to go through that process. I want to heal for real. I don't want to manage my scleritis. I don't want to manage my rheumatoid arthritis. I want to heal from it.
I'm a scientist. I'm an engineer. So I totally respect testing and diagnostics. But at the same time, I also have a lot of belief that the body can heal itself.
I started researching for books that could help her with alternative ways of grappling with the disease. I found a few and I sent them to her, and I also found this meditation tapes. At the same time, I think she was doing a lot of research, so it was one of those kind of serendipitous things. With all that research, she put together for herself this incredibly strict regimen.
I had a lot of work to do, a lot. I don't recommend this to anyone because I did this on my own. I didn't even tell my husband. I said, I'm gonna just cut this medication slowly. Hopefully nothing happens to me. And I knew that my eye was gonna swell back again. I knew it, but I was willing to take that chance.
Maria came to a decision. She was going to do everything she could to get healthy again. She was willing to give up all the things that were bad for her, even the things that she liked the most, like milk, cheeses, all wheat products such as bread, cookies, pasta, pizza, even ice cream and red meat. She would stop eating all fast foods and sugary drinks and replace them with pure, whole foods and water, teas and supplements.
I decided, I told my husband, and I said, I need you to get me a juicer. And I need you to give me organic vegetables and fruits.
She did like a 21-day fast where the only thing she ingested were fruit juices and vegetable broth. Like, that's it. She didn't eat anything else but these liquid things.
One of the good things about my role here at the house is I was already the chef anyway, and so with Maria going down, I just maintained that role and just picked up a few extra chores of making her juicing.
Maria also found relief by taking olive leaf extract, extra virgin coconut oil, organic apple cider vinegar, and a supplement called serapeptase, a powerful natural pain-killing enzyme that helps reduce inflammation. This regimen, combined with 3 hot baths a day, regular sunshine, and outdoor exercise, all contributed to a gradual improvement in Maria's health.
I was thin as a rail. I mean, thin. I was like 90 pounds, but I felt great. My eye did not hurt one bit.
When she started coming out, you know, through the fast and beyond the fast and getting herself stronger, just her voice communicated a world to me. And so, yeah, I could tell that she was getting healthy and stronger just by listening to her voice.
In January, like the middle of January, the semester started again, and I could go back to work.
With discipline, faith, and perseverance, Maria freed herself from disease. Deep inside, though plagued at times with doubt, she knew that she could heal. That hope and conviction gave her the courage to keep going. Maria Holloway had lived for years in a state of despair with little hope of recovering from scleritis and rheumatoid arthritis. But after months of following a primarily vegetarian diet with fresh squeezed juices and organic vegetables and no dairy, red meat, or wheat, plus taking prescribed supplements, Maria began to see a stunning transformation in her condition and was able to return to a normal life and her beloved music career.
Today, I feel great. You know, I'm still slim, but that's my natural weight. I'm 115 pounds. And I play the piano, I run, my eyes are fine. I've also learned to be grateful, to be happy, to appreciate nature.
She is back to working hard, but not as hard, not like the 7 days a week. You know, she continues being careful about what she eats and doesn't eat, and it's no longer a chore for her. Now it's become second nature. She continues being a devoted mother.
Now, like, the house sounded happy again with her playing.
We recently acquired my father's piano, and it's in really good shape, and she has just been endlessly playing the piano, you know, very gleefully, and it's just great to hear her doing it.
Health is absolutely the most important thing to appreciate in all types, the spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, and your physical health, the most important. I always say before, oh, I want money. Who cares about money if you're not healthy, really? You know, and that's the number one thing that I pray for always, health. Because with health, all health, you can do anything.
Today, Maria Holloway is a happy and healthy wife, mother, world-class pianist, and college instructor. Her eye has healed and her joints are back to normal. Her hands are once again nimble and expressive as she plays the piano. Maria continues to keep up her new, healthier lifestyle. To learn more about Maria Holloway and how she healed herself, visit our website. I'm Jewel. Join us next time for another remarkable story of personal triumph on The Incurables.